Roy, you're muted.
It is the 8th of January, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, let's see where are we holding?
Okay. I have to take care of some business, so hopefully it won't take too long, but I'll be back.
Okay,
Aslacha Rabbah.
good luck. Hope it goes smoothly. Okay, so we're over here on Kuf Gimel Amid Base. And we said that we were making we started the Gemora. We started the Gemora. That's what we started. Okay, so let's perhaps go from the Gemora again. And Nishbalo in the Gemora, and we'll see where we get to. Roy, would you like to start?
Nishbalo ein. The Mishnah stated if he stole and swore falsely to the victim, he must indeed pursue him even to Medea to repay him, which implies lo nishbalo lo. But if he did not swear falsely to him, he doesn't have to pursue him to Medea. Meaning, who is the author of the Mishnah? Lo Rabbi Tarfon, the Lo Rabbi Akiva. Doesn't seem to be either Rabbi Tarfon or nor Rabbi Akiva. Now I've got in round brackets and then followed in square brackets, the Tanya and then the Tanan. And it's got here the translation as we learned in a Mishnah. Gozel achad mechamisha. If someone robbed one of 5 people, no yodea ezer machen, and he doesn't know which one of them it is. V'chol echad Omer Alti Gozel, and each one says, he robbed me, Maniach Gozela Binehem Umasatalek. He places the robbed object between them and withdraws. Devore Rabbi Tarfon. These are the words of Rabbi Tarfon. Rabbi Akiva Omer says, Lo zo derech. This is not the way. Motzio so midei avarech. This is not the way to extricate the robber from transgression. Ad shir shalem gazalo l'kol echad, and then echad in square brackets. Rather, he does not discharge his obligation until he pays the value of the robbed object to each and every one of the claimants. Mina, now, who is the author of the Mishnah who distinguishes between a case where the robber swore falsely and a case where he did not? Do you want me to continue?
Yeah, let's see what the okay, so let's just say over again what it is that the Mishnah says over here. The Mishnah said we're talking about a case where a person stole something and he knew he stole it from one of 5 people. Gazel echad mechamisha. Ve'eni yodea ve'eza mehen. He does not know, however, which one of these 5 he stole it from. Kol echad omer oti gozal. Each one claims that you stole it from me. So each one is making a claim that he's the one who it was stolen from. So now we have 2 opinions. What is the din over here? The person is definitely a gazlan. Question is, how can he extricate himself from the avera of gezo by returning, by making a hashava, returning the stolen object? So now what does he have to do in order to fulfill that obligation of returning the object that he stole? So according to Rebbe Tarfon, all he's got to do is put it down in between the 5 of them, and then he's good to go. Meaning he does not have to run after them to give it into their hand, according to Rebbe Tarfon. Okay. But in the case, but according to Rebbe Akiva says no. In this case, he will not have gotten himself out of the Isser of Gezel until he gives to each one of them. He makes a return of the stolen object to each one of them. It sounds like what, according to Rebbe Akiva, he's got to give to each one of the 5 the item that he knows that he stole from only one of them in order to do hashava and fulfill the obligation of getting himself out of the Isser of Gezel. Okay, so now we have to bear in mind one thing, though, that this Mishnah over here does not talk anything about swearing falsely. The person didn't swear falsely. But
The Gezel,
what?
the robber didn't swear falsely.
The robber did not swear falsely. Our Mishnah is talking about a case where the robber swore falsely. And the Gemora was medayek, inferred that from the fact that he swore falsely, that was the reason why he's got to give it in, make sure it gets into the hand of the one that he stole it from. But in the absence of him swearing, he would not have to go to such extremes to go to a different country to make sure he gets it into the hand of the one that he stole it from. So we're just now going to go. Do we have any Rashis at this point?
We should have had some Rashi from the beginning. There's Loni Shah. He didn't swear. That started at the beginning of the Gemara Rashis.
Okay.
He didn't swear. Lo ba'el halich achrav. He doesn't have to go after him. He doesn't have to go. If he didn't swear, there was no false shvua. He doesn't have to go follow them. He doesn't have to go to Medea to get them. Ad to mate ledei, until he gives it to his hand. So in that case, if he doesn't swear falsely, he doesn't have to make the physical trip to return to them. They can have to come to him if they want it back.
Okay, good. And now that's what we were dying from the Mishnah. Now, what about the next Rashi?
The next Rashi is Rav Akiva. This is Ad Shio Shalem L'Chol Echad. He has to pay each and every one of them. The Chashava, that the Hashava, the return it is to him, He needs it. He needs it to return to them. Below Sage, and it's not sufficient to minate lefanam, just to place it in front of them, and Lomar to say, Mishahu Shalo Yelena, whoever it is, come and take it. It's not good enough.
Right. And Rashi is alluding to the words of Rabbi Tarfon, who said, in this case, in the Mishnah, all he has to do is place the object down in front of them, mistalik, and then he's good to go. He's out of there, so to speak, meaning to say that he's fulfilled his obligation, and now he's made it available to the one that it belongs to, and but he doesn't have to. He doesn't personally have to put it into the hand of the one that he stole it from, because he didn't do that. That's Rabbi Tarfon, but Rabbi Kiva says no, he has to put it into the hand of the one that he stole it from. And if 5 of them claim that he stole it from them, even though we know that 4 of them are lying, he doesn't know which one of them is lying, and so therefore, since they all made a claim, so Rabbi Kiva says he's got to place it into the hand of each one of them. He's going to have to get 5 of them and put them into each one of the hands of the people that he has a suffix about whether he gave it, whether he stole it from them. He doesn't have to get more than 5 things, because he only has a suffix about these 5 people. But those 5 he has to give it to in order to make a proper return of the thing that he stole. Otherwise, he's not out of the Isser of Gezel. Okay, so now let's see what now the Gemora is going to develop this now. The Gemora is going to say, let's analyze this. Who is the Mishnah going like then? Is the Mishnah going like one of them or none of them? So the Gemora repeats the question really. Money. Who's the Mishnah go like? And now we go to Alan to continue. Alan, are you available to learn now?
You're muted.
It looks like you took care of your business quite quickly.
Alan,
Okay.
you're still mute. Now you're right.
All right, so we're continuing with where?
The top of the left of the right hand column on 103b1. We're asking who's a Mishnah who distinguishes between a case where the robber swore falsely, that's the top line there, and a case where he did not.
All right, so Rabbi Tarfon, if you suggest it is Rabbi Tarfon, I will retort Afal Gav the Ish Ta Ba Omar Maniach Gedela Beinehem Lake. Why? Even regarding the case where the robber swore falsely, Rabbi Tarfon said that he may place the robbed object between the 5 claimants and withdraw. In our Mishnah's case, then the robber would not be required to pursue his victim to Medea in order to repay him, even though he swore falsely. Rabbi Kiva, and if you suggest that the author of the Mishnah is Rabbi Kiva, I will retort. Afal Gav Delo Isha Taba Omar Sha Lame Gazela Lachol Echord. Why, even regarding a case where the robber did not swear falsely, Rabbi Kiva said that he does not discharge his obligation until he pays the value of the robbed object to each and every one of the claimants. In our Mishnah's case, then the robber would be required to pursue his victim to Medea in order to pay him, even if he has not sworn falsely. Whose opinion does the Mishnah follow?
Okay, good. So according to what the Gemora is saying now, the Mishnah does not follow not Rebbe Tarfon and not Rebbe Kiva. So that's where the Gemara is holding right now. So now let's go to the next step, and the Gemara is gonna say, no, really, we've come up with a winner. Who's the winner? Who is this Mishnah go like? Lou, you want to read?
Le'olam Rebbe Akiva he. Actually, the winner is Rebbe Akiva. V'chi ka'amar Rebbe Akiva ad sheye shalem gezela l'chol echad ve'echad. And when Rabbi Akiva said, until he pays, the value of the robbed object to each and every one, hechi de ish tabe hu de ka'amar. He said it regarding where he swore. In other words, Rabbi Akiva said his opinion in the case where the robber swore falsely. He denied having stolen it.
Wow.
Where does he get that from?
That's a good question. That's the question. It would seem like just the opposite, because the only thing that we have this person on record as saying is, I admit that I stole this item from one of these 5 people, but I don't know which one I stole it from. That's what we have him saying. So now we're saying that now we're saying that Rabbi Akiva was talking about a case where he swore. He swore that he didn't take it from this one or that from that one. We'll see exactly how Rashi understands that he's talking about over here. But basically, what the Gemara is doing is saying that we have no choice over here. We're up against a brick. We're up against the wall. We have a Mishnah, and we're taking on that it has to be either the opinion of Rebbe Tarfon and Rebbe Akiva. It seems like for some reason the Gemara cannot say it's a third opinion that disagrees with both of them. Gemara is not willing to do that, at least at this point in the Gemara, and therefore we have to explain it's according to one of them, and the Gemara has chosen Rebbe Akiva for some reason, and so that's what we have to say. Must be that Rebbe Akiva is talking about a case where he swore. Now, maybe we should read the next phrase of what the Gemara now asks my timer.
There's a Rashi on that first. I don't know if you want to do that.
Yeah, I just want to just this one line. I want to see that's the end of the Gemara's statement about Rebbe Akiva, and then we'll go to this Rashi. See where it says my timer?
What is the reason? De Amar Kra le Asher Hu Lo Yit Nenu Biyom Ashmaso. Scripture states, to the one to whom it belongs, he shall give it on the day he admits his guilt.
Shehu lo yitnenu b'yom hashmato. Okay. So okay, so my timer, what's the reason? What's the reason for what? What's the reason for why it is that Rabbi Kiva says that
Everybody gets it.
say that he swears? He swears over here, he swears falsely. That's why we require him to we require him to give it into the hand of the person that he stole it from, whereas in the other cases we don't. Let's see what Rashi has to say over here. And the pasuk, I don't understand why. What's the pasuk teaching us either? Maybe Rashi can help us over here.
Well, the pasuk seems to say that he has to pay person, so he has to really pay him right away. So he can't delay. And since he doesn't know which one, he's got to somehow give it to everybody. Just to make sure
To the one that it belongs to, Yitnenu, he'll give it. B'yom hashmato,
Okay.
on the day of his guilt.
Right. So when he knows he's got to do it, he's got to pay him. So the question, if he's got to pay him, then he can't wait around to see who's the one who's going to get paid. He's got to make good to somebody, the right person. Anyway, let's see the Rashi going by. La'olam Rabbi Akiva. Ke Rabbi Akiva me ikara. What we're talking about, it's like Rabbi Akiva was originally, the beginning. Hadrinan, he goes back laukme to establish mishum according to kulhom, all of them tanai team te. No, that's a sub stimata. The tanai the tana stam is a liba. Is according the Rabbi Akiva stam is in a stam case. The Omo we say be'elu hain of these. Oh, that's a name of it. It's mentioning it in another place. These hana tankim in Sanhedrin. Okay, so hana tan nakim. Okay. Netake, Tana,
Mahadrin. Gemora is saying, Rashi is saying that the Gemora's right. In other words, I think what Rashi is pointing out is that the Gemora is changing its mind. In the previous step of the Gemora said this Mishnah, who is it like? It's not like Rabbi Tarfon. It's not like Rabbi Kiva. Now the Gemara says, "Lo, it's Rabbi Kiva. Really, it is like Rabbi Kiva." So what caused the Gemara to change its mind? Rashi says, "Rabbi Kiva mikara Mahadrinan." We're going back to Rabbi Kiva. We're going back to Rabbi Kiva, Lu'ukme, to establish this mission according to him. Why are we doing that, says Rashi? I'll tell you why. Very simple. Mishum de kulu tanoi stimasa aliba de Rabbi Kiva. Because all Mishnayos, says Rashi, says a klal over here. Rashi says all of the unstated opinions that doesn't state who is saying this. Kulu tanoi, all Mishnaic statements, they go according to Rabbi Akiva. If they're not otherwise specified, they go according to Rabbi Akiva. So he's the natural pick over here, because it doesn't say in our Mishnah who's the opinion that we're going according to. So that's the main reason why the Gemora is now saying that La'olam Rabbi Kiva, according to Rashi. And Rashi said, and if you wonder where does it say this, that's what we do, Rashi says that's the Gemora in Eluhen HaNechnakim. That's the name of that parak. These are the ones that are subject to the death penalty of chenek, of strangulation. The Gemara in Sanhedrin says this rule. But Rashi doesn't really explain for us what's the my timer, why is it, how do we understand it, that the Mishnah is like Rabbi Kiva, and what is it, and how do we see that from this pasuk? The Gemara seems to be bringing this pasuk as a support for the Mishnah being according to Rabbi Kiva.
The reference for the Sanhedrin is what? Is that Tes Vav or what? I can't see. Tes
Pevav,
Vav.
81a.
Vav.
Right, I think the Gemara says over there the Mishnayos unspecified are Rabbi Meir, and the unspecified brises are Rabbi Yehuda, and the Tosefta is according to Rabbi Shimon, and all of them are Oliva the Rabbi Kiva, because all of them were the Talmidim of Rabbi Kiva. Okay. So you probably have a note over there in your art scroll on the words my taima, or this pasuk over here. Why is it? What's the reasoning behind why the Gemara is trying to find a reason to explain this Mishnah according to Rabbi Kiva? Rashi's already explained to us that we got to go like Rabbi Kiva over here. That's clear. We're going to go according to Rabbi Kiva as opposed to Rabbi Tarfon. But now, once we've decided that that's what we got to do, but we have to come up with a way to explain why it is like Rabbi Kiva to understand it. And so that there's probably Rashi doesn't tell us that, and so for that we need the help of the art scroll over here. What is the reasoning behind saying that this Mishnah goes like Rabbi Kiva? On the contrary, it would seem like the Mishnah is not going like Rabbi Kiva at all. The Mishnah is talking about he made a shvuah, and the Gemara even made an inference that if he had not made a shvuah, we wouldn't have to have this special halacha that he's got to give it back into the hand of the one that he stole it from. And the case of the Mishnah that between Rabbi Tarfon and Rabbi Kiva has got nothing to do with shvuah. It doesn't say that he made a shvuah. It says he just says he doesn't know who he gave it. He doesn't know who he stole it from. It doesn't say that he made a shvuah. So how do we understand? There's got to be some explanation over here of how the Gemara is logically explaining it's like Rabbi Kiva.
You have a long art scroll note here, number 14.
Okay. I knew it.
But it also refers to.
They also don't know, so that's why they wrote so many words. Okay, good. In good company.
It also refers to Leviticus 5:24.
Well, that's part of it. That's
right.
That's
the pasuk. That's the pasuk that the Gemara quotes when it says "my timer." What's the reason? What's the reason that you're saying that? What's the reason you're saying like this? And the Gemara says because of this pasuk. Yeah.
Okay.
Where do you see in this pasuk that you got to say this Mishnah goes like Rabbi Kiva?
right, because if you want the whole thing read, just the gist of this thing, because basically it's really concept. It's really putting two things together. And that's the whole point, that it's going on the concept of there's a difference between a perjurer and an ordinary robber. Now, because there's two psukim involved. One pasuk is saying that he has to give it back. That makes everybody mean that he has to return it. He has to return it. However, just because he has to return it, I'm just trying to say what it says here without the whole. Just because he says he has to return it doesn't mean he has to go to Medea to do it. He just means he has to hold on to it till the robber who lost it comes to get it from him.
Oh, okay.
However, though, of course, he was a perjurer, he swore falsely, that has an extra pasuk in it. There's a second pasuk that says that he has to give it to the one who belongs. He has to give it. So since he has to give it, he hasn't covered himself off until he actually gives it to him. He actually has to deliver it to the victim, and it has lots of sources on that. B'nai Yeshua, the Shach, the Mishpat, the Minchas Chinuch, the Chedusha Hirim, the Bava Metzia. So all of those things are there, and the conclusion of that, thus whether he must pay each of the 5 claimants or he must pursue the victim to Medea, he has no option but to incur the expense, however great it may be. So really, this concept is saying, yes, this case is talking about a case of him doing a false shvur, and that's why he has to go run to give it to everybody, and he has to go to Medea for it.
Okay, so in other words, the my timer is not the question that I thought the Gemara was asking at all. I thought the Gemara was asking, where do you get off saying that this Mishnah goes like Rabbi Kiva? That's not what the Gemara is answering. Gemara, and the answer to that question is, where does the Gemara get off going like Rabbi Kiva? That is, who answers that question? Rashi. Rashi answers the question. Rashi says, we have to say it's Rabbi Kiva, because all the Mishnayos, the Brises, the Toseftas, everything is Rabbi Kiva. That's it. There's nothing to talk about. So, but the my time of the Gemara is, why is it that we say that we have this special halacha that he's got to go to Medea or Madai to or give it to each one of these 5 guys? where do we get off saying that's what he got to do? He's a Goslin and he swore falsely. Okay, so he's got to. What's his penalty for swearing falsely? Oh, he's got to bring a korban. Because he swore falsely, right? He's got to pay a chomesh for swearing falsely. Okay, but where do you get this idea that he's got to run after him and more than any other Goslin? On that, the Gemara is saying, because we have this pasuk over here. That's the Gemara's question. My timer, that you say that he's got a different obligation of making hashava than an ordinary Goslin who did not swear. That's the Gemara's question, my timer. And on that, the Gemara says, because we have a second pasuk over here that's talking about a Goslin, and it's telling us that about the Goslin who swore falsely. And the Goslin who swore falsely, he's got to give it into his hand. Okay. More or less, that's what the Gemara is coming out with over here. Right. So that's what Rashi's saying. Mikara Mahadrinan. We're reversing our position that we had Meikara. We're Mahadrinan. We're reversing our position that we had initially to say that it doesn't seem like it's going like Rebbe Kiva. It's not going like Rebbe Tarfon. Who's it going like? Now it's saying, no, we have to go like Rebbe Kiva. And somewhere in this pasuk where we see that it's referring to a person who not only stole, but he swore falsely about it. Maybe from the words that says B'yom Ashmaso, Biom Hashmoso is a second guilt that he did over and above that which he stole. He's not only stealing. Biom Hashmoso tells me he went even further. He made a false oath that he didn't steal in the Bezdin. So Biom Hashmoso, now he's got an obligation, La'asher hu lo yitnenu, to the one that it belongs to, he should give it to that guy, and he's got to go to Madai in order to do that. And if 5 of them claim that he stole it from him, and he doesn't know who it was, so he's going to have to give it to each 5 of them. In the case that he made a shvua, that he what would the shvua be over here? What shvua did he make? He's admitting that he stole it. How is it even possible for him to make a shvua? What's the shvua? I don't understand. Ordinarily, the shvua would be, I didn't steal it, right? And then we say, oh, but there's witnesses that say they found the cow in your backyard that belongs to the guy that he says that he gave it to you. Okay, so we see that he swore falsely because he said he doesn't have it. He said he says he didn't take it, or what? He said it was I don't know, maybe it's enough. Like that was Lou's question from the other day. Is it also called a false shvua if he says it was stolen from him or he lost it? Maybe that would also be included as a false shvua because we see that it's in his backyard, right?
Well, that's the key. The key when we say a shvua, it doesn't mean he made a false shvua is what we talk about the shvua. That's what we're talking about, the shvua. We're talking about he tried to get out of it and he shouldn't have.
Okay, but in this case, what would you say his shvua would be over here? This guy, he admits that he stole. He's just denying that he stole it from. He's denying that he stole 5 things from 5 people. That's what he's denying, I guess. But I don't know how you make a shvua like that. I did steal, but I didn't steal from all 5 of you. There's no such shvua like that. I don't know what type of shvua he would be making over here. Anyway, so that's what the Gemora is saying over here. We have to say in the case of Rebbe Kiva that he did make a shvua. Maybe if we look, this is actually in the Masoras Hashas. It sends you to the Gemora in Yevamos, Kuf Yud Ches, Amid Beis. Oh, and also in this Mishnah, there's a famous Mishnah. It's brought in Bava Metzia as well, Amid Zion, Amid Aleph. So we see in 2 places, we see this machlekes between Rebbe Tarfon and Rebbe Akiva. So our Gemora here in Bava Kama is bringing up this Mishnah, and it's saying we have to say that it goes according to Rebbe Akiva, and if so, we have to say that there was a shvua over here, because we see that our Mishnah says that this din of having to go to Madai and give it into the hands of all 5 of them involves that he made a shvua. One second, according to that, let me ask you a question. What would be the din according to Rebbe Akiva if he didn't make the shvua? Would Rebbe Akiva agree then to Rebbe Tarfon and say he could just put it down and let them take it? Whoever is the one that deserves to take it, that'll fulfill his obligation. It's only because he made a false oath over here that he has to give to all 5 of them. What do you say?
Well, that's part of the question. Whether it's not finished yet. This is continuing. That doesn't only apply to this case. That's the 2 questions.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's go.
They're arguing about. We're gonna have to do this tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow because the Gemora.
Oh, okay. Very good.
We continue with Rebbe Tarfon answering back, and then Rebbe Akiva answering him back, and then then it's only the specific case after that. So this is continuing for the rest of the page. This argument.
Okay, very good. A Leibadika Gemora we have here.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, have a great day. Shvua Tov. Hashikoyach. Bye, Alan.
Bye.
Bye, Phil.
See you, Alan.
Roy and Lou.
See you, Lou. And see you. Yeah.